It's been said before, but I'm going to say it again. Stop having children. Don't have children if you do not have the financial means. If you can't even afford yourself in this economy, don't have children.
Is it selfish for someone that cannot afford to take care of themselves? Like, very well, you're a struggling person as an individual. Is it selfish for that person to bring a child into this world? Is it a selfish act? I want to know your thought down in the comment section, because some people are like, it doesn't matter if you don't have money now. Children calls in money. Some say baby calls in money, children calls in money. Some tell you some children bring some destiny, some blessing into the home, right? So would you say that if you don't have money, don't even bother considering having children because it's selfish of you? In today's conversation, we are talking about, why are you bringing children into this world knowing that you cannot afford to take care of them? Why are you considering having more kids with the one you already have, knowing that you've not even taken care of these children at all? Like, you're not even giving them what they want. You're not even giving them the bare minimum. Some of these parents are not even giving bare minimum to these children, right? Why are you still getting pregnant as a woman? Why are you still getting pregnant for your husband? Why are you still having more children as a woman? Right? That's conversation we're having in today's video. But I'd like to ask you, do you think it's selfish for someone that knows that they cannot afford to take care of themselves, but they still keep on having more children? Let me know your thought down in the comment section while we watch these videos together. Then at the end of the videos, we'll come back and discuss.
It's been said before, but I'm going to say it again. Stop having children. Don't have children if you do not have the financial means. If you can't even afford yourself in this economy,
Exactly.
don't have children, okay? The thing is, I'm not talking about moms or women who become moms and then they work their ass off and they're able to afford their kids and they make that bag. And I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about the women who deliberately make it known that they don't have enough money and yet they still have kids. For instance, there's a girl that I know, we used to be really close. She had a baby, and before that, sometimes I would pay for her and stuff when we would go out, which I don't have a problem with. I get it. We all struggle. But when you add a baby to the mix, that's different. You should be hustling. You should be working for that. You know what I mean? You should be working for your child. She asked me to borrow money, not once, not twice, not three times, but now it's the fourth time. And I'm just like, I don't get it. The first time she asked me to borrow $20 and she's like, oh, I'll run to the bank tomorrow and I'll give it to you then. I'm just like, you can run to the bank today. I don't get it. So I don't know. I had a weird gut feeling and I was like, okay, no, I just came up with something. The third time she asked me to borrow, I think $45 for something. And I was just like, no, it was the same excuse, but I kind of made something up. And I get it. We all struggle. I just have this thing too where it's like, if I have a gut feeling that something's off, then I'm not going to do it. Anyways, the third time was crazy. The audacity was crazy. She invited me to her birthday where she got a table at a club, okay? All 10 of us that she invited had to pitch in for the table, which I was down with. I was fine, whatever. I ended up not being able to go because it was super snowy and it was all the way in the city. I'm not going to drive all the way to the city in the snow. A lot of people ended up canceling on her. This girl had the audacity to ask me, a person that did not go to her event, if I could pay $250 since a lot of people didn't show up. Huh? I don't know if she asked me that because she knows that I have a big girl job. I don't know what the case is, but you expecting me to pay $250 for something that I didn't show up to while you have a child at home. So if you can't even afford the table at the club, why are you getting it? If you can't even afford that when you have a baby at home, why are you getting that?
Sure.
Anyways, I was livid. I was going to write her this whole paragraph, but then I was like, you know what? I'm just going to cut it off and just no. So I received a text from her today asking if she could borrow $20. She's 16 months, I think. She's 16 months pregnant on her second kid. Stop having kids if you can't afford them. That goes for every person who's purposely having children. Okay, thank you, bye.
It's selfish to have children if you can't afford them.
No. I think. No. I don't think.
I agree, because I've said it already online. I agree.
Yeah.
And I stand 10 toes in what I say.
Yeah.
I agree.
Well, I don't think I agree. Disagree.
I agree. You can't bring a kid into this world without knowing if you can give them. Do you know what? I can't
You
do
can't
this.
do it.
I can't do this.
I can.
But do it.
I will
Take
do
the
it.
lead.
I'm going to take the lead because
I can't do this.
where we live, I can only speak for the Western world. We live in the West, yeah? We are afforded opportunity. We are afforded free education in the UK. Everyone has access to education. You can do certain things to climb. Yes, there is poverty. I absolutely understand that. I understand that having sex is animal instinct too. And I also understand that as humans, we can procreate. And as you procreate, you have a child. Yeah, that's the act of procreation. However, yeah, in this cost of living crisis, yeah, in this no one can buy a house, in this everyone's living on top of each other in council properties and nobody wants to move out to the sticks or whatever because their family network and supports there. All of that stuff, yeah, no offense to anyone, it just doesn't make any sense in my head logically to sit down and plan to have children.
Yeah.
Y'all know what I don't like. I don't like when people have kids and they know that they cannot afford them. Why the fuck is y'all keep having kids when y'all know y'all don't even have the money? And a lot of people, oh, it's not about the money. Yes, it is. Kids is expensive. Like, y'all really making them struggle with y'all. Like, that is so selfish. No kid wants to struggle, and y'all gotta understand, as kids get older, kids have a lot of wants. They see other kids with it, they want it as well. And if you cannot provide them what they want, why the hell is you keep producing kid after kid? Like, I never understood why people keep having kids when they don't have no type of money. Like, I just don't understand it. Like, what's the point? Like, that is so selfish, because a kid have to sit here and suffer for your mistakes, literally. And y'all normalize kids going through the struggle with y'all. Like, that's not cool at all. That's trauma. And then to be the people that have a baby, can't take care of that one, and just keep having kids, keep having kids, keep having kids, keep having kids. Like, at this point, it's just not right at all. Like, it's not. And the kids grow up and be mad at you because they realize that you really made them when you couldn't even afford them. So now they suffering because you had to suffer, and then you think that's okay. It's not okay. This world is hard as it is. Stop bringing kids in this world if you cannot properly take care of them. And yes, you need money. I don't care what nobody say. Yes, you do.
The conversation being had about poverty and having a child and eugenics is actually pissing me off, because one, I thought eugenics was about like race, like it had more to do with race than anything else. I didn't realize we just like say eugenics every time somebody makes a hot take, or maybe even a take we don't like. Because what do you mean saying that people in poverty probably shouldn't have children is eugenics? What are you talking about? What's pissing me off is this idea that yes, we know poverty is wrong. By the way, poverty is a global issue. It's not a uniquely American issue. Poverty is a global issue. Almost every country, everywhere, is having some sort of poverty taking place within their borders. So that's number one. It's a global issue. Two, poverty simply exists. Is poverty bad? Yes. Is it completely unfair and wrong for people to be suffering when they don't actually have to? When we have more than enough resources to house, to feed, to clothe, to medicate, to care, to educate people? Yes, it's obscene that this level of poverty exists in America and in other countries when we can actually take care of it and we have all the resources to do so. That aside, it still exists. Under the system of capitalism that we have, it still in fact exists. And because it exists, we should not be creating multiple generations who suffer at the hands of poverty just so child can be born. Because to say that, oh, well, we shouldn't say, why are people in poverty having children? We should say, why are people in poverty? Huh? What are you talking about right now? Oh, it's unfair that the rich get to have children. They can provide their children with a better life. What about that reality is unclear to people when they're having this argument? It's not eugenics to say that I know factually, and this is the thing, like, we got to stop, oh well, it's my opinion. Factually, it is not wrong to say that somebody who lives in squalor, who doesn't have access to medical care for themselves, food for themselves, housing for themselves, clothing and education for themselves, should not be bringing life into this world who they then cannot provide those things for. It's not crazy. It's not eugenics. It should not even be controversial.
At all.
You do not, and I need us to understand this, a child is not a right. You do not have a right to produce a child. You have a biological need and ability to produce a child. You don't have a right to another human being's existence because you want it. That is a stupid fucking argument. Rich or not, whether you're rich or poor. Well, I want it. We actually should be challenging people's thought processes around having children. That's not to say that people shouldn't want to have children or the desire there is wrong or planning for a child is wrong. It's to say that if you know, you are cognitively aware that you are at a complete financial, medical, and other deficits, that you should not be actively trying to have a child, is not eugenics and it's not controversial. Children shouldn't have to suffer simply because you woke up one day and decided you wanted to procreate. I'm being very clear about the language I'm using. I'm using want versus need. Poverty is wrong. Poverty is bad. These are these are actively knowledgeable things. But poverty is a global issue. And people keep exploiting our children the more we create them in poverty. I don't want to keep creating children who get exploited by the rich and the billionaires and everybody around the world because we have lived in this nonsensical world that we should be able to have. No. People should not be creating other human beings to intentionally suffer in poverty in the manner in which they are. No matter how bad the desire for a child is, how can you truly say you love your child if you are intentionally putting them and creating them and putting them in a world where they will suffer more than others when they did not in fact have to? How is that controversial? I'm just yapping, but I absolutely have the conversation in my comment section, because I don't know how we are arguing this in 2025 when we have access to a plethora of information via Google and other resources to let us know that, hey, most children who are in poverty have a shitty life as children and usually have shitty lives as adults. And now we have an administration that's making it 3, 4, 5 times harder to pull yourself out of poverty for the ones who want to. What is wrong with us? Are we so bored we're having nonsensical conversations just to argue? Poverty should not exist, and children should not have to be born in poverty to prove a point.
We stop having kids that we can't afford. But whoa. Let me explain myself. See, whenever we be talking about this, y'all get super defensive when really there's more to the story. 62% of kids that grow up disliking their parents for how they were raised because they experienced a lack thereof in many different categories. Mentally, physically, financially. So what y'all think about this? Because a lot of parents have children selfishly because they're quick to say that they needed their kids. But when your kids need you, how well do you show up? How well can you show up? Because there's a difference between wanting to show up and having the capacity to show up.
Yeah.
And I think that's where a lot of us were failed. And the mature aspect of things is realizing that the perspective is not about the fact that you had a child, but it's about the fact that you kept having children knowing the situation, the naiveness to keep having kids knowing that the situation could potentially not change.
Possible unpopular opinion, I don't want kids, and you shouldn't either, nigga. Matter of fact, you need to stop having kids. Every time I tell somebody that, specifically my peers or friends, they be like, oh, well, why you want kids? Nigga, why do you? I feel like all the people that's having kids should not be passing them genes on, buddy. You barely graduated high school. You're hurting us, literally. We got niggas voting. I asked a nigga last week, bro, who you vote for? He said the red side. I said, what they call? I don't know the red side. Niggas is gangbanging via vote. Nigga just voting. When somebody asks me a genuine question, I'll try my best to give them a valid answer. I'm a little bit smart-mouthed and got a lot of bit of sass in me. I seen an ad last week that was promoting taking out loans to buy groceries. Niggas is using a 3-step payment plan to buy groceries. And you're asking me why I want kids. Nigga put 30% down on a dozen of eggs. And you're asking me why I don't want kids. I got a friend that's in therapy to this day because they mama think they should pay them back for the 9 months that they carried them. That bitch is slow. The air is sometimes bad. Food is sometimes bad. Water is sometimes bad. Niggas, everybody gets an opinion. Mind you, niggas is getting opinions even on topics that they not educated on. I just found out what black fatigue was. Mind you, it's just racism. Everything boils down to racism, unfortunately. But wait, there's more. Global warming. That's a thing. Only way I think people should start having kids again is if it's a mandatory IQ test. Because you niggas is stupid. We need to stop asking each other, why don't you want kids? And start asking each other, why do you want kids? What's a valid reason to bring a kid in this world? Because y'all just be just bunny fucking everybody. Having a kid knowing that you're already cooked without a kid is crazy work. Nigga, you can't afford a McGriddle from McDonald's and you think you can afford a kid? That's stupid. You're slow. I'm sorry, buddy. You're cooked. I think it's dumb. And then mind you, it's not even your fault that you can't afford the McGriddle. A French fry from McDonald's is $6. A large French fry from McDonald's is $6. There's somebody uncle sucking dick for $6. You might be thinking, well, I got this degree, or I'm smart, or I got these. It doesn't matter how smart or useful you are in a world that doesn't value skill. People are not getting paid because they're smart. People are not getting paid because they're useful. Nigga, we live in a society that values entertainment. And I feel like I want to be mad at people for valuing entertainment over like useful skills. But if you think about it, if my life was cooked, I would want to be distracted too. Like, y'all out here having kids, traumatizing them, and now we gotta deal with them little niggas. I got Timmy with a switch, with a rocket launcher with a switch attachment on it, and I gotta deal with him because you're a bad parent. Like, please stop having kids, bro. Especially if you ugly, stop having kids. Also, if you got like some weird disease, weird disability, stop having kids. Like, I feel like people don't say, like, because everybody's so scared to hurt somebody's feeling, people are not saying what they should be saying. If you have some genetic mutation, stop passing that along. Like, that's how natural selection works. Y'all used to not make it, so then the next generation didn't have to deal with that. But because everybody's having kids, we gotta deal with it. Now I got fucking Super Saiyan sickle cell because my great grandpa was being freaky and he wasn't supposed to be. Can y'all just relax, please? And I don't mean no harm. If you want to have a kid, have a kid. At the end of the day, you're gonna be cooked, not me. Child also gonna be mad. He's probably gonna make a TikTok 20 years from now saying how much he hates you. I'm just saying, younger generation, especially my generation, y'all should not be having kids unless you got the bag on you. Even if you got the bag, nigga, multiply that by 2, didn't have a kid. That's my plan. I don't really want kids at all, ever. But if I, like, God forbid somebody force one on me, I'm hoping I'm having the bag. Also, if you ever see me have a kid, just know I'm blinking twice. Save me. I did not want to have this kid. They threw it at me.
Some people see having kids like, oh, I'm going to the market to get something because I want it, or because I feel like I should have one of this thing because I feel like I'm gonna need it. That's why some people have children, right? Some people are not really sitting down to consider the factors around them having kids or having more children. They just feel like, oh, we should have the children, especially married people, right? They feel like, oh, now that we are married, we should have a child. They don't even consider their mental health. They don't even consider physical health. They don't even consider anything, financial aspect or anything. They just feel like, so far we are married, we should consider having kids. Nothing annoys me more to see somebody that is struggling. Like, I clearly know you personally and you're struggling. We're assisting you one way or the other, and the next thing you're telling me you're pregnant or you want to have more children or you're having more children. Nothing annoys me more, you guys. I get very pissed off because I'm like, why are you wicked to these children? Because to me, I feel like you're just being wicked to these people, these babies, and you are bringing to this world. You cannot take care of yourself. We You and I know you cannot even eat proper meal in a day, and you're getting pregnant to bring in more kids. I know some people say that, oh, is it because when somebody is poor, does it mean the person should not have children? Yes, don't. If you cannot afford to feed yourself, if you cannot afford bare minimum, I'm not saying be wealthy. I'm not saying you have to be wealthy, you have to have luxuries and all of that and take your children to no. There's some people that cannot afford bare minimum. There's some people that cannot afford bare minimum. They cannot even afford to eat. They can't even afford a place to stay. They can't even they don't even have rent. But they get pregnant. They're getting pregnant. They're having babies. Why? Why are you doing that to those children? Why are you doing that to that child or to the baby? Why? Some people say baby brings blessing, or when you have children, you never can tell the kind of baby you have in your tummy. So do not do an abortion, or do not, you don't know the kind of baby you're having in your tummy. Your baby might bring in riches. The baby you have now can bring in riches. You never can tell. So that is the mentality most of these people have, and they kind of keep getting pregnant because they're like, one day one of these children will bring wealth into the family. How will the child bring wealth when you yourself cannot bring wealth to the family? How is that possible? Like, how is that possible? Even if it happens, is it like a normal thing that happens? Like, I don't sometimes I just don't know why some people do that. To me, yes, it's very selfish for you if you know that you cannot afford to take care of yourself alone, and you're considering having children and having more children. As a woman, yeah, even if you're married and probably you feel like it's your right to have children because your husband wants plenty children, or because you feel like you're married and you should have minimum of 2 kids, ask yourself, can you take care of those children twice? Times two by yourself. If you yourself cannot afford to take care of those children, don't have them. Let women that have entered into this deep hole, let them tell you their experiences. Listen to these women talk and let them tell you where they went wrong. Most of them will tell you that they wish they stopped having children at number one. Reason being that that is the only one that they can afford to take care of through thick and thin. Some of them will tell you they wish they never even bother having kids. Some of them were listening to their husband, or they were looking at their husband's pockets and be like, oh, my man can take care of these children, then I don't have a problem. Some of these men would even lie to you that they can afford to take care of those children, allow you to give birth to a lot of children, and now you be the one struggling to take care of those children. A man can abandon his family, can abandon his wife and his family and leave you alone to feed those children. Can you take care of those children? What can you do? Can you afford a house, a rent to put your children if anything happens to your marriage or to your husband? If you don't think about all those things as a woman and you just feel like, oh, my man said he wants so amount of children, or everybody's having so amount of children, or is that ideal for me to have this amount of children, or it's very wrong for you to have one child because the other child will be lonely. So you feel like it's a normal thing for you to have children because you're married or because you're clocking a particular age, and you go do that to yourself and have so many children that you cannot afford to take care of. When life happens, where are you going to run to? What are you going to do? And I just sometimes think about those children, and when they grow up, do you think they're going to love you so much or despise you? Instead of you busy asking women that choose not to have children, why don't you want to have children? Ask yourself, that you've decided to have so many children that you cannot afford. Ask yourself, why am I having this many children? Because people are quick to ask child-free women, why don't you want to have children? So why don't you want to have children? Why do you want to have children? You that you don't want to be child-free, why do you want to have children knowing that you cannot afford to take care of those children? Aside from financial aspects, are you there for them? Like, can you be there for them? Can your job allow you to care for your children physically? So I feel like if everyone that considers having children decide to sit down and ask themselves and kind of sit down and write the answers of why I'm having this kid, why should I do this? I don't think people are going to be getting pregnant the way they're getting pregnant anymore. It's because people don't ask themselves. People just feel like I should have kid. Why shouldn't I? Because I can. So why shouldn't I have the child? Why can't I have so many children as much as so far I can do it, let me do it. That's why people are doing. People don't really sit down to reason. Because I feel like if more women sit down to reason, they will not do it. Most women are doing it because of they can. They can actually reproduce. They can. They don't have issues getting pregnant. They don't have issues with childbirth and all of that. They can easily do that, right? It's easy for them. Most women are doing it because of man. Oh, I want to keep my man. I don't want my man to go out there. I don't want. Oh, I'm looking for a particular agenda. Most women keep having so many children because they're looking for a particular agenda. Most women are doing it because of competition. Oh, my friend already have a lot of have 3 children. I have to go ahead and have 4 so that I can be more than her. Or most women are doing it as title, or they want it as respect. I'm a mother of 10, so give me my respect or give me my flowers. Most women are not doing it for the right reasons. They're just doing it for doing sake. Some of them even know that they cannot afford those children, but then they are wishing and hoping they will have a savior one day, one way, or somebody's going to come and save them and make their life better. So going back to the first question, I personally feel like it is selfish for you, knowing that you cannot afford to take care of yourself well, like giving yourself bare minimum, you're still struggling, borrowing, getting loan and asking, you're calling people to eat, and you're getting pregnant. You're a very selfish person, period. Let me know your thoughts down in the comment section regarding this video. Respectfully, as always, your girl Mara David, and thank you so much for tuning in. I hope you enjoyed this one. Please like and share and subscribe, and I'll see you in my next video, guys.